Good evening, good evening.
What's up, good peoples?
Yes.
What's up, good peoples?
Hey, welcome to another edition of Mental Health Matters with Marty here at More Radio Network, giving you more of what you're looking for, more radio, more jazz, more R&B, more of those great things that you're looking for in a radio nation and a radio network itself. Well, hey, we're so glad that you are joining us and here in More Radio, here at another weekly edition at Mental Health Matters with Marty. Hope that you are doing well as we are going through this week. Sorry about that. Just doing a couple things here technically. Keep fading in and out. And hope you are doing well. So again, welcome here. I'm so excited on tonight that today I have my son joining us here tonight. My son Christian. Woo! I gotta get one of those sound effects in here. Woo! Speak to the people. Who are you?
What's up? This is Christian. This is Marty's son. Just checking in with you guys. Good to be here on More Radio Network.
Yes.
What's up, people all around the world?
That's right. We're excited. I wanted him to come in tonight, y'all, as we always deal with mental health matters here on More Radio Station here with Marty, but we wanted to bring in a different perspective. The coronavirus and this COVID-19 has affected us in so many ways, just not here in America, but across the world. We have never lived through something like this before, and I pray that we never have to live through anything like this ever again. You know, I was talking to, and for those who don't know, I'm again, my name is Marty Sellers. I am a therapist here in the state of California, and I do individual, group, marriage, and family. I came out of the group home and social services aspect. That's where I got my first taste of this thing called therapy. So I am a marriage and family therapist, but I think like a social worker. Mm-hmm. And so I went and was seeing some of my group home boys and everything, and I was sharing with them, they are products of 9/11, because many of them were born either during that or shortly thereafter. And also now they are living through this whole thing of coronavirus and COVID-19. And just wanted to bring you in today and talk about the whole generational differences and how this is affecting you, affecting your generation, because you guys now, my son is in college, and he is a striving basketball
Player. You ain't got to say star. Player. I know I'm your son, but
I wasn't going to say star. I was going to say athlete.
Oh, athlete. I can work with that.
Yeah. Speak up in your mic so we can hear you, son.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We got to get a little energy in there.
I'm sorry. My bad. I'm not like you. You know what I'm saying?
Stop it.
I'm more relaxed than you, so, I just...
Did you hear?
I just, I do me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Y'all just chill. But talk to us about what your interpretation of this whole COVID-19 has been, just for you, your generation, how it's affecting you guys, because, now everyone's gone to online schooling, being trapped in the homes and trapped. Wow.
Trapped.
Quarantine. It does feel like a trap
crazy.
for some of them. Like,
that's crazy.
some people are like, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. But what is this like for you experiencing this?
For me, it's been, I guess, a humbling experience. I guess unknown kind of daily thing. It's kind of a wandering experience. I don't know. I just been kind of drifting off, I guess you can say. I don't want to say drifting off in a negative way, but kind of drifting off in the sense that, you kind of don't know what you're going to do every day. You're just waking up and just going through the motions. It's kind of like you got a job, you want to go to the job, but you can't go to the job, you know. So I just been, I don't know. It's an unknown of everything, because we don't know what cures are out there. We don't know what vaccines are out there. We don't know
developing them.
Exactly. And the government. I know it's kind of a depressing time. I guess I don't want to say a depressing time.
Well,
but
for some people, it is depression.
Yes, it's definitely. But I think it's a rejuvenation. How about that?
Okay.
In a sense of
for you.
For me, yes. Just because I'm an athlete, so right now I'm kind of injured right now, so I don't want to put all my business out there. But hey, it is what it is. But hobbling along again through the house, yeah.
Right.
So, but kind of just been watching a lot of older, because I'm a basketball player, a lot of older sports, and it's kind of, you can kind of see the difference, and even right now you can kind of see the difference in, even with it's two different things with 9/11 and the COVID-19.
Sure, very different.
One was a tragedy. This is a tragedy in a different way.
Right.
So kind of maneuvering and finding new ways of, maybe we do need to understand more of ourselves and keeping away from germs, I guess, like that.
Right.
And kind of cleaning up our, even the major cities, Los Angeles and New York and all that. Maybe doing all that could kind of, affect that as well.
You said something earlier that was quite interesting. You talked about how depression and last week we talked about complicated anxiety, complicated PTSD, complicated depression, because this again is it's something we have not seen. We are definitely now is affecting everyone. I found some older friends of mine and have been mentors were around me all my life in Ohio that have died as a result of this. And here's the complicatedness of this is that we cannot do traditional funerals.
No.
We cannot, funeral homes are refusing to take people, so that you don't are not there with loved ones when they pass away like we traditionally could be, even though it was painful. So now there's a separation. We don't get to see how they are in their final days, and then they're immediately cremating them, and you cannot even get the ashes or anything like that. So there is definitely a lot of complication, and it's hard for people to wrap their minds around it.
I feel maybe you're saying it's an emotional disconnect, the last disconnect that you need, or the connection that you need, maybe.
Sure.
For like letting go.
Good, right. There's a lack of closure
Yeah,
that happens because of this. Because you're right on that. He's going to be my first person that I want to have come be my next therapist. But listen, we want you to give us a call here at More Radio. We'd love to hear your input in this.
Definitely.
Again, our number is 1-877-227-0880. Again,
definitely.
1-877-277-0880. Hey, I'm doing so much better than last week. It's on the paper, y'all.
It's on the paper. Look, come on now.
Hey, this we do, but we'd love to have this conversation. Listen, y'all, give us a call here at the office in the station here. We'd love to even further have this conversation. But you're absolutely right. How is your generation, your peers, handling this? Because we, this is holding.
It's a steep question.
So let's talk about your immediate friends. Let's talk about some of your immediate friends. How are your immediate friends? We ain't gonna call no names.
Oh
like
yeah, no.
LJ
Hey! Don't put my man's business out in the streets.
That's
man.
my boy. That's my boy.
I know. I think most of my friends are kind of handling this. It's like I said, it's an unknown. So it's kind of weird. We just been on the game, conversating, trying to keep hopes alive, trying to, I guess, link up outside. I guess somewhat trying to
coping skills, while keeping social distancing.
Yeah, while keeping social distancing. Yes, Father, we know. Yes, the parent. Oh, yes, we know. Sorry. Yes,
I'm not your father on here.
Oh, whatever.
Luke, I'm your father. So tell us, but your friends, how are they doing? How are they handling this social distancing, and how are they handling kind of being around not being around each other?
I think it takes the aspect of virtual communication to another level.
It does.
I think that is so key and vital. It's scary to say, but it's key and vital, especially right now, because you still kind of want to communicate with your friends, you know what I'm saying? But, some people that need the physical and the love languages.
Right. You don't have to impress me.
The physical and the what's the other ones?
There's physical touch.
Yes.
There's quality time.
Yes.
Acts of service.
Yes.
Gifts. And I forgot the last one. I said gifts. Oh,
gifts.
Acts of service, gifts, quality time.
Oh, affection.
Yeah.
Oh, that's physical.
That's physical touch. Anyway, we got 5 of them.
Yeah. Boom. But especially like quality time, it's kind of hard because
Well, now we get to have quality time. You get to have quality time with your family.
With my family, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But not so much with your friend, but we still try and find those other ways of promoting this. Listen, if you're just here joining us here on More Radio Network, you have tuned in to Mental Health Matters with Marty, and we're so excited. I have my guest person here today with us. Our studio guest is my son, Christian Sellers.
What's up?
What's up? But we are so glad that you're joining us here on today. Again, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the generational understanding of this COVID-19, this coronavirus that is definitely affecting us across and around the entire world. Again, my name is Marty Sellers. I am a clinician, marriage and family therapist here in the beautiful state of California in the United States. We had a beautiful day out there today, y'all, about 78 degrees. It was really, really nice. But again, I have my special guest in here, my own son, Christian Sellers.
What it do? Burn, burn, burn. Burn, burn, burn. Gotta throw that in there.
We are having a ball. Listen, we're talking about the generational interpretation of this whole thing. I don't know. Of this whole thing with COVID-19 and everything. Listen, son, I know that even when we were talking about it initially, because you guys had never experienced anything like this, it was hard to wrap your minds around it. It was even hard for us to wrap our minds around it as well, as we're now, because I'm now even starting to see clinicians and therapists and social workers who are really beginning to, I don't want to say crack under the pressure, but they're finally starting to put their mind around it, and it's now affecting them. And we're finding that we're having to encourage each other so that we don't fall into this complicated anxiety, this complicated grief. As we switched all of our, just last week, we switched all of our therapy to telemedicine just because we want to practice safe social distancing in that. Right. So we are now 100% doing all of our therapy on Zoom. And some people, it's even hard for our patients in making that transition. But your generation, when you let's talk to you first. When you first heard about this whole thing called coronavirus, what were your thoughts about it initially?
Well, me and coronavirus got beef right now because it took out my gym. But hey.
Before it took out the gym.
My bad.
Yes, we know that. We know. See,
I think it was very. We still don't know about it. We don't know how it affects us. We don't know how. I mean, we know how it affects us, but we don't know how it spreads, how it's contagious. So it's kind of a eye opener. I think it's a humbler.
But when you first heard about this thing and this possible keeping social distancing, you can't go to the gym.
Yeah.
Because I remember when you came down and stepped on, I'm going to the gym. I'm like, son, the gym is closed. You're like, what? I'm like, yeah, we've closed down. That was mind blowing for you because
sure.
Anytime 24-hour, whose only time y'all it's probably stay closed is Christmas.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's.
That's it, and it's open up everything else, and maybe 4th of July.
Sure.
But to know that was not even open, and that began to maybe sink in for the seriousness of it.
Yeah.
How was that for you when you was like, what?
State of shock.
Right.
A lot of shock, a lot of then that made me go look and be like, okay, what really is this? You know what I'm saying? It's it brought awareness, so kind of awareness like, okay, well, where am I healthy? Am I healthy? You know what I'm saying? Am I truly healthy? Am I truly defended by this? Or how can I defend this? So it's kind of
would you say it brought up a little anxiety even within yourself?
I would say
or concern.
Okay. I would say concern.
Okay.
More self-awareness.
Okay.
So more of, well, okay, how can I be healthier Maybe I need to eat healthy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I need to
Right.
eat better, or maybe I need to take precautions to defend this. So a little shocking, a little
Right.
adjustments.
Right.
That's what I think everybody got to get used to,
Sure.
and being open minded about learning new ways to do things.
Right.
How about that?
Yeah, you're absolutely right with that. Again, join us if you want to call in and talk to us today. That is at 1-877-227-0880. We'd love to hear your comments, your concerns, your questions as it pertains to this. Today, we're talking about the generational differences and how we are all dealing with this whole thing of COVID-19, the coronavirus, how it's literally shut down the world and everything around us. We are going to be in a whole new place of even how we respond and how we come back from this. Definitely. I don't believe the world as we have known it will never be the same again.
No.
It never is going to be the same again. We're definitely going to be more health conscious.
For sure.
A lot more germ conscious.
For sure.
In everything we do.
For sure.
We huggers, we're going a little crazy here right now. Oh, air hugs ain't working.
Man.
And you say that, I laugh, Dr. McNeil, because physical touch is actually my son's love language.
Yeah.
It is. And I found that early in life when I was going down the stairs, and he thought it was hilarious that he would trip me or hit me and I'm about to kill him. But I ain't that young anymore. These bones break.
Oh, my God.
It takes a little bit longer to heal than what his does.
Oh, my God.
But in that, we're all adjusting. And I love how you're saying that it caused you to kind of rethink some things. And I think that has definitely been one of the situations that's caused for all of us to rethink our status quo, because we could not continue to do things as we normally do.
Definitely.
In that regard. So things had to change. For you, now, how are you sharing this now new concern with your age group, your 20s and that transitional age youth and everything? How are you sharing that with them?
Yeah, through Xbox. I think all of us coming together, definitely combining ideas, because we're vital at this progression. So
right.
we're a key factor to even taking care of our young and our old, or our elderly.
Right.
I think it depends on us I think personally it depends on us on how we bounce back. Okay. Because we're the future,
But you guys are also the right now.
Yeah. I mean
yeah. You guys are right now as well.
I mean, what we're doing is definitely keeping people aware. Maybe even
how are you keeping each other aware and each other encouraged and each other motivated during this time? Because it's different.
Yeah.
It is. You guys are now quarantined to your homes. And so what are you doing, and how are you communicating, and what is most effective for you guys?
Most effective right now is definitely kind of, checking up on each other, FaceTime, of course, all the virtual things, aspects, maybe, going live with each other, joking around with each other on live, kind of passing time, finding new ways, video games, maybe, or even if it's some of my friends do some music, so even producing, finding that outlet, now that, most of us were basketball players, but, some died off.
Okay, for the non-basketball players.
For my guys. You're not going to sit here and come at my guys like that.
I did not come at your guys. Your guys used to be at my house eating all the time. And so, listen. Over that, huh? Yeah, I had to go there.
My God. Come on,
listen,
OG.
my grocery bill's a lot lighter.
Come on, OG. Come on, OG. Pull it back in, OG.
Okay.
Man.
Back to seriousness. But even relating to the generations, even like your grandparents, what are your concerns and what are you doing to reach the intergenerations now in that regards?
I think sitting down with them, just even go as far as just playing like Uno with each other or having a meal with each other. You know, that I think goes a long way, especially with my grandmother as we get down to the dinner table and she'd be like, oh my God, this is the first time we've actually sat down and had dinner together and and let's please get off our cell phone devices
Cellular
and stuff.
phones.
And
You've been hanging around there too much.
Right. Jesus. Fussing at me all the time. But
it's out of love. It's out of love.
yeah. No, I think learning stuff they used to do as a kid, or
nice.
passing knowledge down
Right.
would be I think that would be a big thing as of right now.
Right.
It's kind of I think this time is kind of a rebuild, kind of a rebuild mentally and gain gems,
Yeah.
gain gems.
Yeah, and I think that's right. You're gaining gems and gaining what we like to say
Your palate is thickening.
yeah. With that,
I'm good at this. I told you I'm good at this. Thank you very much.
Okay. Excuse
I appreciate
me.
it. I appreciate
Okay. Join Christian on his show.
You already know.
Oh, that's I swear I can't have you in here with me. But we're so excited. Again, if you're joining us here on Mental Health Matters with Marty, here on More Radio Network, we are so excited as we're talking about how each generation and how we are now each interpreting this COVID-19, how it's affecting our mental health, how it's affecting everything around us, and rebuilding from it, which is so critical and so key to that. You had made a statement the other night. You're like, we have not sat down and eaten together this much in such a long time. See, I grew up in the country, y'all, and we had to. Yeah, I'm from Ohio.
Ohio.
Round in the ends and high in the middle. Ohio. Don't even try it. Don't even try it. That's good eats.
Whatever.
We as country, but we had to sit down together on Sundays and eat together, so we knew what was going on in each other's lives. It was no excuse why we knew at a certain time between 6 and 6:30, your butt better be in the house because we having dinner together. Now, what you did afterwards, you're gonna clean up this kitchen after Mama done made the meal because she said, "I cook, I don't clean." But that was a time that we got to know what was going on in each other's lives. And I agree with you. This is a time of rebuilding that can really reestablish the foundation of the family during this time. Because if we rebuild the foundation of the family, I believe, y'all, we can get a better control of our mental health. We can talk about some definitely things in that regards as well. I said that twice. Say that twice. Yes, because we can rebuild the family in that regard. If you're just now joining us, we're having this intergenerational conversation about our mental health surrounding COVID-19 and the coronavirus. I know this has become an obsession that we are talking about, but we cannot continue to ignore the facts of this, and we want to definitely talk about this. Last week we talked about anxiety as it relates to that. I just want to kind of remind us of a few key things to help us to remember how to keep everything in proper perspective. And last week, and I want you to chime in with me, Christian, I want you to kind of give us, last week we talked about, first and foremost, anxiety is a result of the perceived notion of not having control over a situation or circumstances that happens in your life. It can be real or something that definitely perceived of. And as a result, it creates this anxiety. Now, there are 3 categories of anxiety that I did not go into last week. We definitely have generalized anxiety, we have our phobias, and then we go into the whole thing of panic. And that's what we want to try and contain it at the generalized state, so that we don't go into phobia, because what we're noticing that COVID-19 is definitely, we're getting a lot more OCD people. Now, my dear sister, I love her to death. Now, she is OCD already. And this thing, she gonna spray you with Lysol, dash you with some bleach like it's holy water. I love her to death. Listen, you cannot sit on her bed or nothing. She is extreme. You cannot drink after her. She will not drink after you. She will dump the whole thing out in that. But we don't want to go into the whole thing of then going to phobias. One of the things that I definitely shared last week, one of the means that you can definitely help control your anxiety is gaining better control over those things that you have control over. What do I have control over? I have control over washing my hands. I have control over who I come in contact with. I have control over even my exercise. I have control over my eating. Lord knows I've been eating way too much, y'all. Summer bodies have now been postponed, right, to 2021.
Summer going crazy.
Right, because you can't get to the gym and everything. But in that control, what are some things that you have learned during this that you have found that has been within your control, and controlling it has helped to lower your own anxiety rates that you have in during this pandemic?
Like you said, controlling washing your hands, controlling your exercise, finding new ways to exercise. I mean, I only can control only so much.
Right.
Yeah, controlling where I drive, controlling the people I'm around. I think those are the major things right now.
Making that adjustment for you and really emphasizing the things that you can control versus magnifying. You hear what I'm saying? That emphasizing the things you can control and not magnifying the things you can't control. How was that adjustment for you, and even the switch?
It was tough. Of course, it's tough because adjusting is different for everybody.
Sure.
Adjusting is harder for everybody. I think honing in on what you can control is definitely what needs to be focused on. Positive thinking, positive mindset.
Good. The power of positivity. That right
positivity.
there. Yeah, because that's a mindset. And once you begin to control, I say it this way, stop all the stinking thinking and definitely start, that's one of my favorite sayings, that's CBT. I said CBD, help me Jesus. Some of us need a little CBD.
Oh, God.
To make it through this.
Oh, my God.
CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. But yes, we want to control the stinking thinking. In other words, control the negativity, the negative thoughts that you have, and replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts. And again, replacing it with those things that you can control. I love how you did that, because you're talking about you can control even though you can't go to the gym, you can then begin to do push-ups. There was that push-up challenge that's been going around and everything.
Too many people been tagging me in those.
Come on, where you at? Where you at? Come on, let's do it in the studio.
Come on.
I play this.
No.
Burr.
Do it right. Hey.
I'm not gonna hurt you here in the studio.
Yeah.
Don't let the old man fool you. But I ate dinner before I came, so I'm not ready.
Yeah.
I can't with you today. I can't. I cannot. But definitely. Getting better control of those things that you do have control over, and really focusing on that. I've been encouraging people also, y'all, to make a daily schedule so that you're not getting caught in the boredom of sleeping in. We done almost ran out of Netflix stuff to watch. One more week, we gonna run out of Netflix.
Shout out to All Americans. Shout out to all them. You know what I'm saying? Great show, by the way. Great show.
Madam C.J. Walker. That was the show.
Oh, yeah.
In that. So, Dr. McNeil, you haven't seen Madam C.J. Walker yet?
I've seen Madam C.J. Walker.
Okay,
don't try to come for her.
Don't leave behind what she said. Leave behind.
That's right.
What will hurt you?
What broke you? Or something?
What broke you?
Yes.
Can't take it to the bank.
No, sir.
Can't
no,
take
ma'am.
it with you.
That's right. But again, we're definitely having a ball here in that. So making those positive changes and those things that you can control. Another thing that I talked about in managing your anxiety, and again, I'm calling this complicated anxiety in that as well, is limiting the amount of negative influence that we allow. So limiting your news intake, limiting how much you get on the internet, limiting all those constant following this news feed, that news feed, and everything, because that can also mess with your mind as well. And then putting controlling, can I say it that way? Controlling your social media input, output, all of those type of things as well. How has that been for you guys? Live on social media. Y'all
Yeah.
live on Snapchat,
Yeah,
Twitter,
yeah,
Tweaker, all those things. Instagram, no gram at all.
Whatever. So I think personally, focusing on I can say an example for myself as I'm injured right now. Focusing on the little things, you know.
Good.
I think that's a major thing. Focusing in on the daily. What can I get better at today?
Good.
What can I
good.
do today
That's a great
that
positive
I didn't
focus.
do that I didn't do yesterday? How can I do when I get back to the gym? How can I do 10 more reps rather than one more rep? You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So
Good.
I think strengthening your foundation is something that
Nice.
that is very positive. That's what's been relevant on my mind lately is just focusing on the little things you can do, the
Right.
things that pass day by day that
Right.
you just going all the time
Right.
that you can't do.
Right.
Focusing on the stuff that you now you can do because you
Sure.
have stuff. You have nothing on your plate. So,
Sure. But I love how you keep pulling us back to restructuring, refocus, getting stronger, getting better.
It's a new
with
wave.
that.
You got to have a new wave.
Yes.
It's. I think that's what's going to push us forward. To be honest, coming from somebody who I don't have too much resume in this world so far, but
You're all right. You got a
But,
resume. You been hanging out with me. Shut up, boy.
I'm just trying. You know me. I'm a humble dude. I don't. I grow, you know me. But I think taking the stairs over the escalator is what's. Ooh, that's a good one. Nah, I'm just.
Are you
playing.
giving yourself all this
I
credit?
got that. I got.
show is coming up soon.
Burr.
I think building, having good building blocks is what's
Right.
going to set the foundation.
Sure.
How about that?
And some other things that we're looking at. Listen, your sleeping patterns are very, very important in this. Yes, you may have some broken sleeping patterns. What I try and encourage people in this, because I would say, Dr. McDowell, I get a little bit of insomnia about 2 or 3 times a month. I now recognize it, and I used to just kind of lay there, but I get up and do some yoga, get up, and they say this black man doing some yoga at 3 in the morning, got to be crazy, but I do it in the privacy of my room.
Oh my God! In your hotel room, yeah. Uh-huh.
Hey. Privacy in my room. It is a little large. God has blessed. We are grateful for that. But doing that, it helps ground me, because I find that in those times that I have insomnia a lot of times, it's because my mind is racing. Mm-hmm. And that something is heavy on my heart, and I have not learned to let it go, or I have not come to a resolution with it. And so what I'm learning is those things, taking times at 3, 4, whatever in the morning, to stretch, to meditate, to pray, to write down my thoughts. All of those things helps to get that weight off of me, so that I can now go back to sleep and get the necessary sleep I need, so that I can be functioning, so that I can be have some sense of normalcy in my life, because we know that there is a direct correlation between sleep and anxiety, and sleep and depression. In that, like, there's also that strong direct correlation between pain and depression as well. And when our physical bodies are not well, it does directly affect our mental health. And when our mental health is not well, it directly correspondingly affects our physical health as well. You cannot separate the two. They have to be intertwined. That's just how we are wired. That's how we're made up. So that's why a lot of us spend so much time on our physical health that we forget about our mental health, which is equally as important. So if we want our physical health to be well, we got to spend. Do you know that spending 10 minutes a day on your mental health is equivalent to spending 30 to 45 minutes on your physical health?
Ooh, that's good.
Yes. Let me say that again. Spending 10 minutes a day on some sort of meditation is equally as powerful as spending 30 to 40 minutes in a gym. Listen, we're in our last final stretch of this hour today. But wow, this time has gone fast, son. We're in our last less than 10 minutes, man. Listen, I thank you for joining me. We always have fun together with this most of the time.
Yeah.
Love the perspective that you always bring to me and how you keep me on my game with this as well. But we're talking about, listen, you brought up a very important and relevant concern about forgiveness and lack of forgiveness and how many of us and the importance of letting go, the importance of forgiveness. Because think about it. If you are sitting in your house right now, holding on to that unforgiveness, holding on to that disappointment, that anger, listen, let it go. Someone get Elsa from Frozen in here and have her sing "Let It Go." Listen, we have to. There's no need to be harboring all this discontentment. He hurt me. She hurt me. But boo, I get it. They hurt you. Listen.
Let's go deeper than that though. Let's go out to the high school kids, man. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than just that generation. You know what I'm saying? We gotta look at us. You know what I'm saying? We gotta look at, well, what happens if we didn't go to the prom this year? You know, what happens if we didn't do that this year?
Right.
We gotta push forward because this is bigger than you right now. You know what I'm saying? This whole thing is bigger than you right now. So we gotta push forward. You gotta find the next thing. We can make up in the summer. We can make up for it.
That's right.
That ain't no problem.
Right.
We can make up for it.
Yeah, I think that's great because, you know, I have a lot, I have about 5 black male seniors this year who are my clients. And we were kind of wrestling through that because initially around November, December, when we were talking about this, they were talking about, nah, I ain't going to the prom. And so back in January, we got, well, yeah, I'm going and I got a date. And now it's dealing with that hurt and disappointment now that prom has officially been canceled.
Man, but let's be creative as a community.
Let's go.
Let's do some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's do our prom of our own. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
A virtual prom. Yes.
Let's do something
Get
like
a
that,
virtual
you know what I'm
DJ
saying?
and send out.
Hey, shout out to DJ D Nice. I hear him out there. You know what I'm saying? On the ones and twos. Club was it? Club
Quarantine.
Club Quarantine going crazy.
Well, you can get Quarantine right here with More Radio Network as well and get
that.
world music.
We could do that.
With that too. Yes. To the brothers down in where we got? We got Ghana, Nigeria, Argentina,
Holland, England.
Yes.
All over the world.
All over the world. We want you to come and join us for this world party here at More Radio Network. We're so excited about it. In that, but you know, you're absolutely right. Let's we can think through that. Family member called me on this coming. It was early Sunday morning. You know, I'm still sleeping 7 a.m. But I thought it was a prank call myself. I'm like, what's this calling? I saw all these people on there, and you know, it was actually so refreshing that we now are going to do weekly calls, and there's about 10 of us, of our cousins, all on the line. All of us were first cousins, and we had not spent that much time together, just an hour FaceTiming each other, clowning, and just talking about each other. And we got a chance to we got a chance to go back into our family heritage and our family line. All the time, I thought Aunt Fanny was from Detroit, and she was packing her pistol in Cleveland. She was from Cleveland. See, Aunt Fanny did not play. She carried her pistol to church. She believed that peace was still.
Watch out, Saints.
Now, peace be still. Her peace was still. Right.
E-E-L.
That's it. And so it was really good because we got to reminisce on the family. We got to really deal with a lot of generational things. We got to talk about our own mental health as a family as well, which was absolutely amazing. So I agree with you, son. This is a wonderful time to reconnect, talk to each other. Let's shake our family trees. Let's get our family heritage. We found that we had so much strength together. And it was quite interesting that we are as a family, we have so much in the area of education and therapy and even drug and alcohol counseling. And with that we're like, we need to be starting our own school or something.
Man.
Hey.
Okay. I'm gonna be quiet.
Why you gonna be quiet now?
And be quiet. Little beer.
Oh my
TBA,
goodness.
TBA.
Right. But it's a great time to reconnect with family. It's a great time to even brainstorm wonderful thoughts and ideas about how to get the best out of this situation, and even to get the strengths out of each other. In that regards as well. So it was a wonderful, wonderful time. Looking forward to it as we're able to laugh and really put on fun screens and all of those things. So we had a great time. So again, we want to encourage you during this time. Yes, there's going to be some anxious times, and yes, there might even be some depressive times. We don't want you to do that. We don't want you to suffer in silence, but we want you to speak up, speak out, and live. Live your best life now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait for someone else to make that change. If you're going to do it, make that move right now. Yes, come on, right now, baby. Shalimar. Shout out to Shalimar with that. Yes. We want you to make that move. Make a decision. Make a conscious decision that you are not going to suffer in silence, but you are going to make that decision that you're going to get rid of all that stinking thinking and make a difference in your life. You have the ability and the power and the purpose to do that. And we are so excited about that. I'm so excited that even during this time, I'm going to be launching a series called 30 Days to Mental Motivation. And it's the I Am series. Yes.
That's what you're conjuring up now, huh?
No, it's not what I'm conjuring up. It's what I'm going to actually do. I ain't got time to conjure.
Oh, gosh.
This is what I'm doing. And this is going to be turned into a book. Don't play with me.
Don't play with
Don't play with me. This is a part of my Mental Health Matters book series.
Okay.
Books and journal.
Okay.
And it's just that, to remind us, listen, we have control over our actions and what we think. And once we get I understand better now when my grandmother, Lucille, was talking about getting the rungs of her mind together. With that, I want to teach you how to get the rings and rungs of your mind together, and that you grab hold of that so that we are now thinking more healthy in a healthier manner, and that we have the power to make change in our own lives. We have to stop waiting for someone else to make a difference in our lives. Listen, listeners. I love it. You have the power to make change in your life. And day one is going to be talking about I am enough. Marty, you are enough. Marty, I am enough. And the power behind that statement. So we want to encourage you during this time as we're bringing this. Listen, this hour has gone by fast. It does too fast. It does every week. But we want to encourage you. Listen, join us next week as we have another edition of Mental Health Matters with Marty. We want to remind you to speak up, speak out, and live. Don't suffer in silence. As we continue the conversation on this COVID-19 and really how to recover from it, I definitely want to move on, but this is so important that we really do healthy movements on how to grab a hold of this and to take control of those things that we have the power to take control of. So again, join us next week, this same time, same bat channel, y'all, at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on More Radio Network.
Enjoy.